Time for our penultimate superheat of the 2024 BNL Karting Series season. Up now is DD2 and DD2 Masters. Let's take you through the starting grid. Pole position is for the man that did the clean sweep yesterday, Nikita Genza. Starts from pole. Frederick Zebis alongside on the front row. Imke Arts and Louis Koch round out the top two rows, and it's an all DD2 Masters row 3. Carl Klebor and Christophe Capitain rounding out that row. Ahead of Wood Kirstens, Nicolas Guillaume, Sam Knopiers and Axel Hoos, who round out the top 10. And completing the 20-strong grid, everyone on here today will be Will Ellswood, Luca Neuenhausen, Mats Johan Overhoff, Jori Klebor, Michael Becker, Alex Fielenbach, Maximilian Adolf, Maxim Shaposhnikov, Dylan LaHaye, and welcome back to the grid, Axel Sarniala. Good to see him walking to the dummy grid for the customary pre-superheat warm-up. So at the moment, Nikita Genza leads the championship standings by 18 points by after yesterday's ranking after heats. 5.25, plays 5.07. Imke Arts rounding out the top 3 on 4.76. Nicolas Guillaume moves up to 4th in the championship ahead of Dylan LaHaye. Carl Klebor leads the way in Masters, 6th overall on 404 points. And you've also got the likes of Luca Neuenhausen, Michael Becker, Christophe Capitain. They are all in very much close competition. So we go from 10 minutes plus an additional lap in the heats to 12 minutes plus an additional lap in the superheats. So with the engines being revved to circulate the oil around the Rotax Max Rotax Max Evo 125cc engines. Drivers are very much set and ready. So Genza on pole, Zebis Christensen alongside on the front row. They are at a snail's pace coming out of the final corner as the anticipation builds. Will Genza keep the win streak alive? Let's find out as the revs rise. The lights are out for the superheats. And what a run by Frederick Zebis. Gets through on Nikita Genza. Louis Koch trying to go around the outside but gets compromised. I think, no, he didn't. It might have been one of the other Dual Motorsport karts, but however, the other drivers make their way through. Now into turn 6. Frederick Zebis Christensen leads the way. 2x2 hurrah outside of the top 10 and towards the back end of the field. Into turn 7, it got a little bit interesting between Sam Knopiers and Axel Hoos. They've been battling each other all the way through the Chrono Karting Dutch Championship this year. But all moment there for Frederick Zebis coming out of turn number 11. Genza, I think, might have just retaken the lead. And, well, it's not going to be Nikita Genza leading the way. It's Louis Koch. Now Genza up the inside of his teammate. And, Zebis Christensen manages to find a way through. Sam Knopiers around the outside. And that was on, I think, Frederick Zebis. That was coming through out of turn number 4. Great run there by Sam Knopiers. The number 460 from the Netherlands. Now Genza has got Imke Arts for close company. Oh, batten down the hatches, ladies and gentlemen. We're in for a roller coaster ride. And when Arts is firing on all cylinders, just watch yourselves, especially if you're leading the way. Knopf's defence from Zebes Christensen through turn number 10. So the two Dal Motorsport karts split by Imke Arts, who rounds out the top two as we come out of the final corner to complete lap 2. Arts is waiting for Koch to try and put an attack on the board, and at the moment, well, that's not quite happening. Top 5 covered by half a second. And now you can add to the back of that train a 6th driver. Welcome to the party, Will Ellswood. Carl Klebor leading the way in Masters at the moment, currently P7. And between him and Christophe Capitan, who's currently in 9th, there's Imke Arts through at turn 7 for the race lead here on lap 3. As I'm saying that, Axel Hoos was in front of Christophe Capitan. 3 places gained so far by the young man from Marl, Mats Johan Overhoff. As now we make our way through out of turn number 11. So we've had Genza lead, we've had Koch lead. Now make that a 3rd different leader after 3 laps. Imke Arts from the Netherlands, leading by 2/10, ahead of Nikita Genza. Louis Koch rounds out the top 3. Frederik Zebes Christensen trying to get one through. And, well, that's opened the door. That's opened the door big time. Frederik Zebes opened the door for Will Ellswood after Zem Knopfus got through. And there went Axel Hoos in the meantime. Christophe Capitan, however, has now taken the lead in DD2 Masters. He's got Mats Johan Overhoff behind him, I believe. Karl Klebor has dropped to 9th. So further developments happening as it's very, very close quarter racing as now lead changes through 10 on lap 4. Genza back out in front. But Arts has got the slipstream. Was right on the rear bumper, 53 thousandths behind. Genza going into turns 1 and 2. And, oh, well, jump start penalty has been given. Frederik Zebes has a 5-second time penalty for a jump start infringement as Zem Knopfus gets through at turn 6 onto the Europlan for P3 on Louis Koch in the 4:08 entry. Will Ellswood rounds out the top 5. So at the moment, Frederik Zebes, that would put him right at the bottom end of the field if the race was to finish right now. However, we are 4.5 minutes in of this 12-minute plus an additional lap superheat. And Genza back out in front. Arts 2nd, 3rd Knopfus, 4th Koch, 5th Ellswood, 6th Zebes, Axel Hoos, Nicolas Guillaume, Christophe Capitan, and there's been a drama for Mats Johan Overhoff in the meantime. He's dropped to the back of the field as the 401 from Kraft Motorsport. So dramas for the 401 from Germany, but the top 5 last time round after 5 laps covered by 0.8 of a second. It is nip and tuck at the front end of the field. Ellswood trying to see if he can get a move through on Louis Koch for that 4th place, and he might get the run down into turn 10 if he's lucky. Not quite, but the intention is very, very much there for the 417 from the United Kingdom, and now he dives up the inside. Ellswood through at turn 12 on Koch for 4th place. Now that gives Koch the advantage of slipstream heading into turns 1 and 2. And decides on this particular occasion not to go for it. Gens has lost the lead to Arts, and Knopfus through. All I can say is this: we've got a race on our hands, folks. So halfway through the race, 6 minutes completed, 6 to go, plus an additional lap. And Imke Arts from the Netherlands, she's hit the front end of the field. Being chased down by Knopfus. Now, in the running order of things, Of course, this may help Imke Arts big time when it comes to the championship, because obviously that's going to drop Frederick Zebis in terms of the running order, who's currently P6, and well, with a 5-second time penalty, that'll drop him down to about 18th. And that's not going to be many points at all. That is going to be 35 points, but it might be playing into Zebis' hands, because that could become a drop score. And it would be one of his drop scores as well, so might give him a little bit of an advantage over Genza into the final. However, at the moment, Arts has an opportunity to take her first win of the BNL Karting Series season. The highest she's placed, Kerpen was second all the way through the weekend, third in the final at Marienburg at round 2, third in the ranking after heats, and Genza is going to go up the inside of Knopfius. Who's now got Ellswood to his immediate right-hand side. So things are not quite set in stone. But after the opening 8 laps, make that nearly 8.5 laps, Imke Arts has a slender lead. And that's just over 0.3 of a second ahead of Nikita Genza, Sam Knopfius. Then we've got Will Ellswood. Frederick Zebis on the road is 5th. That place will be handed over to Louis Koch post-race. Nicolas Guillaume running 7th. Axel Sarniala from Stone Dead last. Well, I'm not at all surprised by that flying fin. He's up to 8th already. Wout Kirsten and Axel Hoos round out the top 10. We come out of the final corner to complete lap number 9. And we head now onto double digits. Just over 3.5 minutes to go. Arts leading Genza by 2/10, with Knopfius a further 2 and a bit tenths behind. Ellswood 4/10 off of second place, so it's about 4/10, well, 6/10 off of the race leader. But unfortunately, we have had a retiree. Mats Johan Overhoff, the number 401 from KAF Motorsport representing Germany, has retired as of lap 6. So the timer doesn't wait for anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. And at the moment, well, Imke Arts is doing exactly what she needs to do to give herself a possible opportunity. And coming into this race weekend, she was 50, or coming into today, 50, well, probably the best part of 50 points behind, but there's still an opportunity. Well, Art's still very much hanging on to that race lead. Genza still trying to put the pressure on the number 405 from the Netherlands, but that's easier said than done. Arts is a very, very composed driver. He's very resilient to pressure. That's why these drivers do this sport weekend in, weekend out. But with 1:40 to go, we're now on to lap number 12 of this race. Imke Arts still leads, but by a hair's breadth. Just over 1/10 and 0.11 of a second over Genza after 11 laps. Fastest lap of the race so far, Axel Sarniala, 54.370. Must have been done in the last 3 laps or so. But he's purple in sector number 1. Purple in sector 2 was Mats Johan Overhoff with a 14.998 sector time. Shaposhnikov has now also stayed on the lead lap, but Genza is waiting for the opportunity. After this, we're going to have 3 more laps to go. When is Genza going to pull the trigger? Not quite yet through turn number 12. Oh, we were on the bubble there. I think it was about 54, 55 seconds when Imke Arts crossed the line ahead of everybody else. So we could very well be on the case of maybe having last lap board out next time around. It could be to the millisecond on that one. However, no matter how hard a certain Nikita Genza is pushing, Imke Arts is like the immovable object. The unstoppable force is the driver behind Nikita Genza. Zebis now back up into P3. Still has that 3-second time penalty, a 5-second time penalty. Mechanical black flag now for Latvia's Maxim Shaposhnikov. And we've also had a penalty given to Wout Kirsten's push to pass, 5-second time penalty, as Nikita Genza and Imke Arts nearly come to blows, coming out of turn number 4. As we're on the penultimate lap, the timer has expired. And now Zebis is there. Arts defends by going to the right-hand side of the Europlan into turn 7 for the penultimate time. And tries to keep the back end under control. Don't let it drift out to the left through turn 8, because the moment that happens is you have to overcorrect with your steering, and thereby what happens next, the back end might step out. "12 corners, 1.36 kilometres await as the top quintet rounded out by Nicolas Guillaume. As Guillaume's now got through, Genza has dropped down to 5th place. He's got Louis Koch and Axel Sarniala hot on his heels. And Imke Arts has been waiting for a very, very long time for a win in the BNL Karting Series. He's dovetailed this alongside studying, getting a degree of some sort, and also competing in the Chrono Karting Dutch Championship. Handful of corners to go. This time the checkered flag will be presented. And, well, who would have thought of this? It is going to be the run to line. And out of the final corner from the Netherlands, Imke Arts has finally waited for so long and gets victory in the superheats. Well done to Imke Arts. Started on the inside of row 2 and takes the win by 1/10.5 from Frederick Zebis, however, who will be demoted to 11th place after a 5-second time penalty for a jump start. That will promote Sam Knopfius up to P2, ahead of Nicolas Guillaume, Nikita Genza, Louis Koch. Axel Sarniala will have gained 14 places, up to 6 at the finish in the adjusted times. Will Ellswood will take 8th. Wout Kirstens will drop down from 9th. So Wout Kirstens drops to 17th in the amended results, behind Yuri Klebor, Dylan Lahaye, Maximilian Adolf, Karl Klebor, and Frederick Zebis drops to 10th. Axel Hughes, Maxim Shaposhnikov, and Mats Johanov retiring from the race. But Imke Arts finally breaks the drought of the BNL Karting Series by taking a win here in the Superheat.